All right, folks, well, I am officially back. Yes, that is correct. Now, next week, I will not be doing a video as I will be on Thanksgiving break. However, if you haven't had a chance to go watch some of my old segments on the team that I'm going to be talking today, which is about the Buffalo Bills, please go do so. And also, if you haven't watched my Sean O'Malley podcast, you absolutely need to go check that out as well. But we're focusing on the Buffalo Bills today, who are 5-5, and they're not playing too hot lately. To say that I'm unimpressed with this team would be an understatement. And to me, I thought going into this year, they're going to come out fuming due to their recent success. In 2022, they went 13-3. They lost in the divisional round. 2021, they went 11-6 and lost in the divisional again. And then in 2020, they went 13-3. 2019, they went 10-6 and lost in the wild card. This team is beginning to go on a downtrend. They are struggling right now to beat teams, the likes of which of Russell Wilson and the Denver Broncos, Zach Wilson and the Jets, and Mac Jones and the Patriots. Is that good? No. Josh Allen deserves all the blame for this because he had 9 total turnovers in all 3 of those games combined. When the Bills drafted Josh Allen, they were taking a shot with him, and they knew that coming out of Wyoming. He was a gunslinger. He was the Tasmanian Devil. He was Brett Favre. They knew that. But they said, you know what, Josh, we're going to bring in talent for you. We're going to go get Stefon Diggs from Minneapolis or Minnesota, and we're going to bring him in. We don't care how big of a diva he is. Bring him on in. Von Miller, come on down. Let's go. Bring in the young guys, some solid other pieces as well. But it didn't matter, all because of a few reasons. Number 1, the Buffalo Bills are cursed. I do genuinely believe that. Growing up watching the Minnesota Vikings my whole life, yes. The Buffalo Bills are cursed. They've been to 4 Super Bowls and have won none. Number 2, it's not easy keeping stars in Buffalo. Truth is, the weather in Buffalo 9 months out of the year is miserable. The snow can be quite depressing for a lot of athletes, especially if you grew up in a different environment like LA or Phoenix or whatever the case may be where it's warmer. Players don't want to stay in Buffalo. It's not a big market. And number 3, and lastly, organizationally, this team is terrible. It's never been ran correctly the right way. Like I said, they've been to 4 Super Bowl appearances and have won none. Not a single time. They went to 4 straight Super Bowls and didn't win once. So they brought in Sean McDermott in 2017 and a whole new regime in hopes of turning the franchise around. And then they brought in some coordinators like Brian Dable or Leslie Frazier or others as well. So all of this cannot go on Sean McDermott because I'm seeing that in the media. They're attacking him. Sean McDermott is 67-40 in his career. You can argue this year, I'll give you that. But the truth is Sean McDermott, without him, this team is nowhere near where it is today. He has a winning record, and when a quarterback has a winning record, the narrative on him is that he's a respected quarterback amongst the league. Why are we not doing the same and holding the same to Sean McDermott? He is a solid coach. I'm not saying he's perfect, and he may still be on the hot seat. I think he should be on the hot seat, but it's more Josh Allen's fault than him. When was the last time the Buffalo Bills were relevant? The 90s. That's 30 years ago until Sean McDermott arrived, and they've now completely 180'd their team around. So it's not over yet. However, I don't believe in this team. I don't think they win over 9 games because they play the Eagles, the Chiefs, the Cowboys, the Dolphins, and the Chargers in 5 of their last 7 games. No way that they are winning 3 of those. And good luck, because this team also has more holes than my Scrub Daddy sponge back at my apartment. So I'm really not trusting them either that way. Their defense, not impressive. Run game, terrible as well. I've said that in plenty of my other videos. And they're also making decisions organizationally wise that don't make sense. They're doing things without fully considering the consequences, like firing Ken Dorsey this week. I don't agree with that. Was it the right move? I guess we'll find out. But all these glaring issues have now seemingly caught up to him. They stand no chance against the Cincinnati Bengals in the AFC or the Chiefs. There's no way that they will ever beat Mahomes in a meaningful playoff game. They've never done it before. Why would it change? I've never been a big supporter of Josh Allen, and this should be no surprise. Roll the clip. Their run game's bad. I said that too. Brian Dable, Josh Allen has a choking problem. We saw it last week. They put up 10 points. Not good, and their wide receiving core isn't any better either. Debate about it. I would take Joe Burrow over him. I've seen Josh Allen choke numerous times in the playoffs now. I don't need to see anything more. Ever since he lost Brian Dable this year, he's reverted back to his college self. Along with all those clips, Josh Allen has always been compared to Mahomes, that they're the next Tom Brady and the next Joe Montana. No, Mahomes is the only one that belongs in that conversation. Allen does not. He's a turnover machine. He has 11 INTs already this year to only 19 touchdowns. Like I said, folds in the biggest of games. I've never seen Josh Allen wow me off the screen in a playoff game. I just haven't. I don't think ever. He always thinks that he needs to make the big play for his team. Even if they're up by 3 scores, he's taking home run shots every single drive. You don't need to do that. Get the ball, hold the clock. He's not conservative enough. You know who's conservative? Joe Burrow and Patrick Mahomes. And that's what separates the two. And the final thing, moving away from Josh Allen, that's wrong with the Buffalo Bills, and why I'm absolutely confident that they will never win the Super Bowl as long as Stefon Diggs and Josh Allen are there, is because of Stefon Diggs. He is the biggest diva wide receiver in the NFL. He's addicted to Twitter, and so is his brother. He's not going to Dallas. Is Dallas a lot better, Trayvon? I don't think so. Is Dak a better quarterback than Josh Allen right now? Because that's definitely arguable. But Stefon Diggs, the story's been the same thing with him. I watched it in Minnesota. I'm a fan of him. Comes in, gets the ball, gets what he wants, but all of a sudden, we're not winning playoff games. We're not winning Super Bowls like I imagined. Then he puts the blame on his quarterback, mostly on social media or on the sidelines visually for the whole audience to see. That's not very good. Not a good look, Stefon. And historically speaking, have diva wide receivers ever been well respected amongst the league after their careers have finished? No. T.O., Randy Moss, Odell, Stefon Diggs, the common denominator is that they are wide receivers that get kicked off teams because they detriment a franchise. I expect the Buffalo Bills to miss the playoffs. If they somehow sneak in, they'll be a 7 seed, but they're not going to win their division. Miami is. Buffalo Bills have some holes that they need to address.